The city of Las Vegas gives a green light for marijuana lounges to open, but gave a yellow light to a future cannabis district. There is debate between city leaders and businesses where a row of weed lounges could be.
Finished wrapping up our tours of properties, and if all goes well, we'll find a home right in the center of the Arts District.
Chandler Cooks is opening a cannabis lounge, scouting out spots in the Arts District. But what's up in the air if he can have lounge neighbors?
Myself and other social equity applicants have been scrambling to understand these inaccessible regulations.
The 1,000-foot rule needs to be amended to be more similar to bars on Fremont.
All the car companies are on the same street. There's a reason all the hotels are on Las Vegas Boulevard.
It's the innovation of our industry. The entire world is watching us. We can draw in not just tourists, but people from our city.
From public meetings to virtual meetings, businesses have called for city restrictions to end to make way for their vision, forming a cannabis corridor in downtown or the Arts District so customers can consume and hop just like folks do at bars. But city officials backed status quo, keeping a 2019 rule in place. Lounges must be 1,000 feet apart. Waivers and exceptions can be granted.
But history has shown that anytime there's an exception made, the people with the most influence or money are the ones benefiting.
They're all smoking on the Strip. They're smoking on Main Street. So instead, this just allows having the regulation in one place.
Not everyone wants the little Amsterdam in a certain space, and we have to be cognizant and we have to be respectful. Where that is going to happen is still a question that we don't even know.
Councilwoman Olivia Diaz says city officials want more research where the best place for a little Amsterdam could be. In the meantime, one local official is already working on creating an official cannabis district for unincorporated Clark County. Commissioner Tick Seegerbloom explains.
We don't have a distance separation in our ordinance and are very excited about that. And frankly, I'm looking at an area near the Strip that we could designate as some type of an Amsterdam or Little Amsterdam or Amsterdam West.
So once a prospective lounge has been assigned a jurisdiction, like the city of Las Vegas or Clark County, they can't move. There is a few more steps for every lounge to open. Once it gets built, it needs an inspection, then an official vote from the Cannabis Compliance Board.